Victory belongs to the most persevering. A form of government that is not the result of a long sequence of shared experiences, efforts, and endeavors can never take root. Power is my mistress. I have worked too hard at her conquest to allow anyone to take her away from me. We are waging war as generous enemies, and we wish only to crush the tyrants who enslave you. The battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls that chaos, both his own and the enemy's. The reason most people fail instead of succeed is they trade what they want most for what they want at the moment. There are but two powers in the world, the sword and the mind. In the long run, the sword is always beaten by the mind. The greater the man, the less is he opinionative. He depends upon events and circumstances. There is one kind of robber whom the law does not strike at, and who steals what is most precious to men: time. The world suffers a lot, not because of the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of the good people. It's the unconquerable soul of man, and not the nature of the weapon he uses, that ensures victory. I have seen in the most significant of circumstances that some little thing always decides great events. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength. It is only by prudence, wisdom, and dexterity that great ends are attained and obstacles overcome. Without these qualities, nothing succeeds. Success is the most convincing talker in the world.
Never depend on the multitude, full of instability and whims. Always take precautions against it.
The surest way to remain poor is to be an honest man. The best way to keep one's word is not to give it. You must not fight too often with one enemy, or you will teach him all your art of war. The great proof of madness is the disproportion of one's designs to one's means. Friends must always be treated as if one day they might be enemies. 4 hostile newspapers are more to be feared than 1,000 bayonets.
At 22, many things are allowed, which are no longer permitted past 30. Impossible is the word found only in a fool's dictionary. Wise people create opportunities for themselves and make everything possible. If we could read the past histories of all our enemies, we would disregard all hostility for them. The strong man is the one who is able to intercept at will the communication between the senses and the mind. To understand the man, you have to know what was happening in the world when he was 20. The fool has one great advantage over a man of sense. He is always satisfied with himself. The hand that gives is among the hand that takes. Money has no fatherland. Financiers are without patriotism and without decency. Their sole object is gainer. The poor man and the beggar are two quite different classes. One commands respect, the other arouses anger. True character stands the test of emergencies. Do not be mistaken. It is weakness from which the awakening is rude. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping common people quiet. Religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the rich. When you have an enemy in your power, deprive him of the means of ever injuring you. I am sometimes a fox and sometimes a lion. The whole secret of government lies in knowing when to be the one or the other. Those who receive the most images into their memories have the most lively imaginations.
A man will fight harder for his interests than for his rights. The throne is only a bench covered with velvet. You become strong by defying defeat and by turning loss and failure into success. Courage is like love. It must have hope for nourishment. It requires more courage to suffer than to die. Let the path be open to talent. If you wish to be a success in the world, promise everything, deliver nothing. You can ask me for anything you like, except time. Men will risk their lives, even die for ribbons. Men are moved by two levers only: fear and self-interest. Greatness is nothing unless it be lasting. There is no such thing as accident. It is fate misnamed. Men are more easily governed through their vices than through their virtues. He who knows how to flatter also knows how to slander. There is no place in a fanatic's head where reason can enter. Men will risk their lives, even die for ribbons. One should never forbid what one lacks the power to prevent. The great proof of madness is the disproportion of one's designs to one's means. Show me a family of readers, and I will show you the people who move the world. A woman laughing is a woman conquered. Ordinarily, men exercise their memory much more than their judgment. History is the version of past events that people have decided to agree upon. Men are moved by two levers only: fear and self-interest. Greatness is nothing unless it be lasting. There is no such thing as accident. It is fate misnamed. Men are more easily governed through their vices than through their virtues. He who knows how to flatter also knows how to slander. There is no place in a fanatic's head where reason can enter. One should never forbid what one lacks the power to prevent. If you want a thing done well, do it yourself. Space I can recover. Time, never. As a rule, it is circumstances that make men. Death is nothing, but to live defeated and inglorious is to die daily. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action comes, stop thinking and go in. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. Men take only their needs into consideration, never their abilities. The best cure for the body is a quiet mind. One must change one's tactics every 10 years if one wishes to maintain one's superiority. A leader is a dealer in hope. Ability is of little account without opportunity. Imagination governs the world. Success is the most convincing talker in the world. Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can fly. The truest wisdom is a resolute determination. History is written by the winners. Throw off your worries when you throw off your clothes at night. I make my battle plans from the spirit of my sleeping soldiers.